If it rolls on wheels, flies through the air, rumbles down the track, or speeds across the water, you'll see it and many more mechanical motion machines in action as we present Wheels, Wings, and Moving Things. When the work demands moving a heavy load over the road, you'll probably find a truck built just for you. Of all the moving machines that have been made to help us at work, the truck may provide the biggest lift of all. These rugged construction trucks take a pounding yet keep on rumbling down the road without missing a gear. Trucks come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors, and designs, delivering cargo of every kind or carrying smaller vehicles on their back. Truckin' power will get the job done every time. This huge yellow monster on wheels is an off-road dump truck that's used on construction sites to haul tons of materials back and forth. This ordinary pickup truck looks like a play toy next to these awesome work machines. What a great truck to have if you need to get around a traffic jam. Just turn the wheel and make a road of your own. Here's another type of truck doing its job on the road. This moving truck can haul an entire house full of things with room to spare. Going across town or across the whole state, the move is nothing less than smooth on the wheels of the moving truck. Here's a more familiar group of dump trucks at work on a road project. Used for hauling loads to and from the site, the dump trucks are a vital member of the working machine team. Another recognizable member on site are cement trucks with their large white tumblers spinning around up on top. The cement trucks line up to take their turn, pouring the wet cement down into the foundation. When the job calls for a haul long or short, over roads that are wet, muddy, steep, or slippery, you can depend on the mighty trucks to get you through. You've probably seen these big silver birds gliding through the sky, or maybe you've already gone aboard and know what it feels like to fly. These big passenger jet planes are capable of traveling over 500 miles an hour and can carry 100 to 200 passengers. Despite all the weight and incredible speed, the planes produce a ride that's only slightly bumpy. These planes are arriving at their destination after departing from cities like Philadelphia, New York, Boston, and Chicago. Watch these enormous flying machines touch down on the ground. Another flying machine seen hovering in the sky is the helicopter. Its large propeller blades spin round and round, producing tremendous power and lift. Helicopters enable emergency operations like this one to save valuable time and precious lives. Out in remote wilderness areas like this, forest fires can burn out of control for days before firefighters arrive. One way to fight this kind of fire is to bring in an airplane that flies over the flames, dropping a batch of smothering powder to douse the flames. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's actually called an ultralight. It's an airplane built with a light frame and sheer material over its wings in order to allow it to glide across the sky. There is also a small engine on board to help get the tiny flying machine off the ground. As you can see, it's quite a daring ride, unlike any in the air. The view is spectacular, but don't forget to buckle your safety belts for this trip. It's ultra-flying fun for everyone. Buses like this one carry people all over town and do so with ease. One thing is certain though, I'll bet you've never before seen buses that could produce tricks like these. Nearly 100 years ago, a man named Henry Ford introduced the automobile to the world. It rapidly became the most popular method of transportation since the first horse was shoed and saddled. Cars, just like the clothes we wear, are made with an endless assortment of styles, colors, and designs. If you look long enough, you might begin to think that there's a car made to suit the tastes of every single person on the planet. There are big cars, small cars, long cars, short cars, cars built to be sturdy, smooth, and sleek. Some are built for blinding speed. Some are designed for show. They could cost a lot or be priced very low. Automobiles keep the world on the go. Imagine what it was like to get around in the old days before we were introduced to the fantastic invention of Mr. Ford. Can you believe that there was a time when the only way to travel was on horseback, behind a buggy, on a pedal-powered cycle, or on foot? When you stop and think it over, life without the cars would move oh so very slow. far, we've seen an assortment of ways to get around both on the ground and through the air. Let's hit the beach and make some waves on these wild aqua machines. Boats are built to float across the water, and there's one for every need. This pontoon boat provides just the right cruising speed. This double-decker sightseeing ship gives the entire crew a beautiful view. Here's a pair of old ships anchored at the dock. Weighing a couple of tons and powered by enormous engines, these ships cut through the waves with some ocean-going steel muscle. Now that we've seen some boats both big and slow, let's shift into high gear and see some boats built for speed put on a show. Just to make sure everyone obeys the rules, a friendly officer on board this patrol boat passes through. Want a wet and wild ride? Then the jet ski is the only way to cut the waves and feel the breeze. These motor-driven water scooters are a blast as they let riders work in twisting, spinning style. Jet skis are easy to handle whether you want to sit or stand. This kind of ride has it all. It's fast, furious, fun in the sun. Rumbling across a pair of smooth steel rails, this freight train is made for hauling. Trains pack might to pull most anything that isn't tied to the ground. Before the airplanes took over the duty of transporting people from coast to coast, the train was the best way to go. These days, trains mostly do the heavy-duty work of delivering materials from one part of the country to the other. At the controls of the train is the conductor who drives from a seat high up in the engine in order to get a clear view of the tracks ahead. Despite all its weight and tremendous length, trains like this can reach speeds of 70 to 80 miles an hour, and one thing's for sure, you never want to cross this big guy's tracks. Construction work requires plenty of well-coordinated teamwork from both men and machines. Without an assortment of specially designed working machines, none of the work would ever be done. They get to tackle the difficult, dirty work, Lifting, hauling, digging, crushing, or moving mountains, it's all done by these heavy metal machines. Steam shovels or excavators move around on a set of tracks of their own. They excel at the task of digging holes shallow or deep. This heavy-duty mega dump truck won't be stopped by wind, rain, or freezing cold. Need to move some sand or gravel piles around the yard? Then you might want to get behind the wheel of this front loader and do the job in no time at all. Bulldozers can't be beat when it comes to pushing, plowing, or pulverizing anything in its path. Take the digger off the steam shovel and replace it with a set of crushing steel jaws and take some big bites out of a building, bridge, or anything else in the way. Long, lanky graders like these are used to help level off the rough ground when road construction is underway. The wide blades of the scoop underneath smooth over the surface so that the paving process can flow without so much as a bump or lump. Steamrollers pretty much live up to their names. They roll out, flattening down the ground to a pancake finish. It doesn't matter if it's uphill or down, steamrollers roll on and on. No, this isn't the Indy 500 or the Daytona 500, but don't tell these dedicated drivers. They've only got one thing on their minds right now, and that's getting to the checkered flag first. These small-scale, open-wheeled racing machines provide drivers with just a hint of what it feels like as a pro driver behind the wheel. Everyone gets a chance to race like a champion and hear the roar of the crowd as they drive to glory, even if it only lasts 5 minutes and reaches a top speed of 20 miles an hour. This zigzagging road course has plenty of hairpin turns, speedy straightaways, and teeth-rattling bumps, so make sure you buckle up and hold on tight because we're about to ride along and see some fast action that's out of sight. Nothing riding on two wheels can outrun the sheer speed of a motorcycle. With plenty of power and pickup, the motorcycle can pass you in the blink of an eye. Cycle power comes in all sorts of shapes and speeds, so let's take a look and see some other cycles as they spin around. And wheels go hand in hand. Many moving machines are used to get jobs done day after day, just like this mail truck passing by sending letters on their way. Here's a look at all the different types of wheels at work. Down on the farm, most of the work is handled by the sturdy, dependable old tractor. When harvest time arrives, the gigantic reapers roll across wide open fields with turning blades, buzzing a path as easy as pie. Big green machines like these allow farmers to accomplish what would have been impossible deeds in relative ease.